Hi, Daddy. If you like what you see, comment and subscribe.
Sipping on a 40. You don't know it's been a minute, huh? Homie, I'm back. Yeah, I said, homie, I'm back.
Microphone check, 1 2 1 2, check. Yeah, that looks good. So today I'm here with Angie. And she is the most light skinned person I know. By
One
far.
of them.
Yeah, that's true. I do know a couple of light skinned people. And this is the mother of Zion. And she's here today to give us a little bit of insight from a mom's view on raising a child that is biracial?
I guess biracial.
Biracial?
Yeah.
Biracial child. I just want to point out that I've been trying to get like someone light skinned for so long, and it's hard because we are sometimes disconnected in the black community, and I don't want to. And although I am joking, it's a really big problem. Like in our community, they're like, oh, yo, they're light skinned. Like she thinks she's better than people. Do people try to cut you in school
No.
for being light skinned?
No, I've never.
No.
No. They
What
never
about
tried to
she
cut
thinks
me.
she cute because she got long
Yeah.
hair? You got that?
Yeah. But I mean, the school that I went to was like a small Christian school. So there was like
You got Christian smoke?
there was like 3 black kids in the whole school, and then I made like a half. So it was like 3.5 black kids in the whole school. So my friends were, I was like mainly friends with the black crew, I guess you can say.
Yo,
And
3.
yeah, my 3. And then like the white people, they didn't really like deal with us, even in the Christian school.
Really?
Yeah.
What's crazy is like, okay, so of course, you know, you're biracial, so you're black and white, right? And
Hi, Daddy.
when people say like, oh, I grew up, you know, biracial or whatever, I was light skinned, things like that. Was there a disconnect between like you and black people, or was like the disconnect more on your white side?
The disconnect was definitely more on my white side because since I was adopted, the woman who adopted me is black, and she was single. So a single black woman raised me, and in that family, it's all black. I mean, I think there's a couple maybe white people who married in, but it was just all black culture. So that's what I grew up knowing since I was 8.
So did you dibble dabble in the hip hop?
Yeah, I guess you can say I dibble dabbled, but because I did go to a Christian school, and my mom was very like Christian oriented and sort of, I don't want to say like hyper religious, but she was very into church. I didn't get to listen to the hip hop music. I didn't get to dibble dabble that much, but I kind of broke into that like once I graduated from high school. Then I got to listen to music.
You got to listen to your music.
Yeah, I got to listen to music.
People like sometimes lessen the value of like headsets. Because I used to listen to the wildest shit in my headsets, like growing up. Like,
Yeah, I didn't know about that. I was pretty sheltered. So I didn't, like, if I had a headset, like with headphones, I probably didn't know how to get the music anyway, so.
So you weren't pirating?
No.
No? You didn't have Kazaa?
Or
Napster?
LimeWire or.
LimeWire?
No. No, because if I had LimeWire, that was on the computer, and then my mom would be able to see, and she probably would, like, I messed up her computer.
So you didn't see the R. Kelly sex tape?
No.
That's crazy, because I've seen it a few times.
Oh.
It was... Yo, Mom, what kind of guidance was that? Over here downloading porn. It's like, ooh, the R. Kelly sex tape. It's crazy that you can't find it now, because it was all over the internet back then.
Well, because that's child porn, so.
Is it child porn?
It wasn't the girl like 14 or 13
she was
or
a freak. Like I was her age back then, so I can say this. Nah, I'm not rolling. She had done that before.
Okay.
Just saying.
I didn't see it, so I don't know.
She had Jordans on, riding me with Jordans. It's like, and then he put $200 at the end.
He paid her $200?
Yeah, he like put $200 on the shelf at the end.
Oh, so he paid her. So she's a prostitute.
I don't want to say that because she was a kid, but she bought some new J's with that. Some more J's to come over and do it again. Whatever, we'll get off that.
Yeah, I think we're losing sight of the topic here.
So so rewinding back, you're adopted, right? At 8.
I was adopted twice. The first time I was adopted at 6 months old.
Okay.
By it was an elderly white couple. And they kept us, it was me and I think 4 other kids that they adopted, but they were really old. So by the time I was like 3 or 4, they had gotten sick. And so I was taken from them, put into foster care again, and then I was adopted at 8 by my mom who adopted me.
Wait, how old were they?
I don't remember. I was 3 or 4, so, but I want to say they were probably in their 70s. When I was taken.
Who's allowing them to adopt? And they said, you know what? We had wild rules in the 80s, though. So it was kind of like...
If it was a loving family that wanted a baby.
Maybe they had hella money, too.
I don't think they did.
No?
I don't remember living a lavish...
Well, you wouldn't remember you were 3.
I remember being taken.
Okay.
So...
Were you sad? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah, because that was the only family I knew up until that point. So it was very... traumatizing.
So you get to the black lady house. And now you know what cocoa butter smell like. How was that for you?
It was funny because before I got to my mom's house, who was black, I was in foster care with another like white couple, and they didn't know how to comb my hair. Because although I don't have like super kinky like black hair, my hair is really dry. Like you need to put product in it, and they didn't understand that you need to put lotion, like hair lotion in my hair. And so they didn't know how to comb it. They didn't know how to brush it. They kept it short. And I had a little afro. I would rock a little afro because they didn't know how to take care of it. So they just cut it off. And then finally when I got to my mom's, she was able to like take care of my hair, put pink lotion in it. Like she knew how to comb it and she let my hair grow. So I was able to I found out I had curly hair, I guess.
Wait, so did she have did the couple that had you before your mom, did they have that brush with the little spiky things on it?
Yeah, I think so.
That brush is so trash.
Yeah.
Because it's like
I use a brush like that still,
really?
though. Yeah, but don't, like in the shower to detangle.
It's for cattle.
So you're calling me cattle?
No, I'm just saying they brush like sheep and stuff with that brush.
Not the real pokey ones. Like it's the poke and it has a little like cover on it.
Circle at the end of
yeah.
it? This is for cattle. You're supposed to be brushing like some type of like bull or
So what
something.
kind of brush am I supposed to use? Since you would know, since
I'm bald?
you have so much hair.
Well, you know, back when I had my hang time, you know, back in my heyday, about 15 years ago, I had all the products.
The smooth brush where you brush. I have that one too, but I brush it this way.
Do you got waves?
Yeah, I can. Like if I pull my hair back tight and I put like product in it, you can see the little dips.
There's so much, you know, my daughter has this, she has really long hair. And I find myself trying to like use product and stuff like that in her hair. I'm just trash at doing hair. So like, I just let her grandma do it. But when she like in between, when the braids get all like
grow out, they start to grow out.
Yeah, because that new growth comes. I try to do something.
So what do you do?
I'm really good at the twist. I got that down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Do you know how to braid?
No.
Oh.
Like I got the twist down.
You just had to add an extra strand.
Yeah, that sounds complicated. See, the twist, I can bust that out at the end, pull tight, so it lay, put a rubber band at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do that about 6 times. She's good for about a day and a half.
That's good.
Then she fucks it all up. I don't know what she does. But. So anyway, so back to, so you're with this black lady. She knows how to do your hair. So now you no
finally
longer
able to grow my hair out.
So now you no longer have the Diana Ross in the wigs. You no longer have the Diana Ross.
Yeah.
Cause you know the
Thankfully.
Wiz was out around then, so they was probably like, "Yo, this is the
They
shit."
thought that's I was supposed to wear it, I guess. I don't know.
So
Yeah, I was so embarrassed though, because I have so many like school pictures with like little afros. We're not gonna show you.
I'm for
I don't
sure
have
you
it.
see that because we could just like put that
No,
as
we're
a blip
not
up
gonna
on
do
this
that.
video.
Yeah, nah, we're not.
All right, so you're in this lady's house. She's doing your hair because she knows
She knows.
black hair matters.
She knows that I need some pink lotion, some
Yeah.
luster pink lotion.
Yeah, because before your shit was dry.
Yeah. My hair gets really dry, and then when it gets dry, it breaks, and then I have an afro like that.
Okay, so you get rid of the afro. You know Diana Ross. You are now engulfed in this black culture.
Not only just pink lotion, but now, like, I mean, she cooks differently, fried pork chops. My aunties, who, they're actually my great aunties, but they raised my mom.
Yeah.
So they were from the South. Like, they, like, picked cotton in the South. Like, they're really, like, Southern.
I did that too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So they know how to cook, like, you know, yams, greens, cornbread, fried chicken, like all the black people food that I didn't really eat before. It was mashed potatoes and like
Was it a
hot
culture shock
roast.
when you got all that flavor on your tongue?
I don't really think so, but it took me a while because I was a real picky eater. I just wanted like Kraft macaroni and cheese and chicken tenders or like chicken nuggets, you know? So it took me a while to break into.
Trashiest meal ever. Okay, go ahead.
I was raised up until 8. I was raised by white people.
You had the chicken tenders. Oh, okay.
So that's all I wanted to eat, and then I was immersed in this culture of food that I wasn't used to. That's all I wanted to eat, and so slowly but surely, and I'm still now like developing.
Yeah, chitlins.
No, I'll never.
Right, them is so trash.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Never. Sorry,
With the hot sauce.
I'm not that
My
black.
mom and them, they was,
No,
I'm not
sorry.
that black either. I'm cool.
No, thank you. I'll pass.
All right, so you're doing your thing, right? You're in. So now you are. Where are you at now? What city are you in?
So it was Palmdale.
Okay,
Like
so-
Palmdale, Lancaster. Until I was like about 17, 18, and then I moved to Culver City with my great aunties.
Okay, so before then, you're in Palmdale, Lancaster. You're raising sheep. There's cows. You're milking them.
I wasn't personally, but I'm sure there's cows out here.
Okay, look. All right, we are a truthful podcast here. All right.
I didn't personally milk cows.
All right, cool. That's fine. So you weren't milking cows,
No.
but you were brushing sheep.
No.
All right, fine. You were in
I
the
did
desert.
work at the Jethawks baseball stadium. That was my first job.
What'd you do there?
I worked in the kitchen, frying food and making pretzels and
Did you break any chicken necks?
no.
It's a lot of farming up in.
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
Am I painting
I
the
think you
wrong
have the
picture?
wrong. Yeah, you have the wrong city.
You said Lancaster, right?
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me that there were no animals?
No.
Okay,
There's
so there were-
animals.
there were
There's
a
like
lot of
horses.
animals.
If you go to Quartz Hill, like there's horses and cows out there. And
Did you milk any of them?
no,
You never milked a cow in your life.
no,
Okay. Did you kill any chickens?
no,
A goose?
no,
Have you shaved the sheep?
no.
All right. Okay. Look. Yeah, true. All right. Fine.
I
Whatever.
may have pet one sheep.
Okay. That sounds more like it.
Okay.
That sounds more like it. It wasn't at a petting zoo either, right? It was like. Did your
It-
friends do anything like with the sheep, like push over the cows or anything like that?
No, cow tipping?
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, that's not this kind of city, I don't think. Well, maybe other people did, but
All right.
not us.
That's fine. Okay, so you're up here till you're 17. You get bored out your mind.
I moved to Culver City with my great aunties.
You start wilding.
Yes.
Yeah, like I had my whole years in my early late teens. Then I kind of like hold out until I was about 21. You know. I was wondering why I didn't have like 20 kids running around.
Oh, you might have a few you don't
You
know
know, I
about.
thought about that, there was this girl. She called me years later. There was a baby in the background, but like I wasn't sure if it was my baby.
It sounded like your baby.
But I could have sworn that was my baby in the back, but she said it wasn't. So,
Yeah.
In California, verbal agreements are binding. So, as long as she doesn't come after me for child support, we're good. So, anyways, so you're down in Clover City, right? You start to live your best life, right? And you start telling people that you're not going back and forth with them niggas, right? And that's racist because it was from the white side, but we'll talk about that later. And you are still adopted.
Yes. Right? Oh, be
Same
adopted
lady.
forever.
And she still loves you. Okay, so you didn't wild out too much to the point where they hate you.
There was a moment in my life where my mom and I were disconnected for maybe about a year. But then I realized that I was stupid and I kind of needed her, so.
Yeah, because like, I remember when my mom left, I was like 18 and a half. And I was like, yeah, I don't need to go to Arizona with you. Then I was homeless for 2 years. So I probably should have went to Arizona with her.
Definitely should have went.
Probably should have went to Arizona. I was out here living in these streets.
Really? You were homeless for 2 years?
Yeah.
Like, what were you, like, couch hopping? Or, like,
Yeah, I was
living in your
couch
car,
hopping.
or?
Sometimes I would sleep in my car. And then I got a job, so I would sleep outside my job sometimes. But you do learn that, like, this ain't the life for you early. So it kind of worked, kind of having the kids.
Dang, your mom let you be homeless for 2 years?
She didn't know I was homeless.
Oh, she didn't know?
I was
too proud and you didn't want to?
Oh, yeah, I definitely didn't want to call my mom and be like, yo, can I come?
I called my mom. I got bought a car, and I guess the car was stolen. I don't know what was with that car, but the cops pulled me over because the registration was like 10 years like past due. So they pulled me over and they were like, you can't drive this car. This car can't be on the street. And I was bawling and I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I bought a car and they're towing it. And she drove all the way down from LA to Palmdale to pick me up.
And you felt like you were dumb, huh?
Yeah.
See, I didn't want to take that walk of shame.
It's okay. I mean, I did it.
So I was...
We're all dumb at one point in our lives.
That's true. Well,
or more than once.
What ended up happening with me is like my mom left. My brother was still out here. He was married. I moved to Gardena with him for a while, and then he was paying my auntie, and my auntie had a mortgage there, and he was paying my auntie the mortgage so they could stay there. But she was just pocketing the money. Then one day we came to the house.
And it was foreclosed on?
Nah. That would have been even better, but the sheriffs were there, like, yo.
And they wouldn't let you stay?
Nah, we had like they gave us a summons and we had to be out of there in like
30 days or something?
No, like 24 hours. And then I started couch hopping. It was cool. I was hoeing a little bit, Girls let me stay over for a small price.
Hopping, not couch hopping.
It was a small price.
A small
Like,
price.
I don't want to say I was prostituting. I was.
Sounds like you're a prostituting.
No, it wasn't.
For a place to stay.
It wasn't prostituting. It was more like survival. Like, you know how Cardi B right now is like, she was robbing dudes to survive?
She was drugging them and then robbing them.
Yeah, to survive. And surviving is the key word that makes it okay. So I was just trying to be okay, just live my life.
I mean,
Yeah. Then I had a kid. And,
then you couldn't couch hop anymore.
yeah. Had to kind of make life make sense from then on. Kids will humble you.
Yeah.
In the worst way. So you fast forward past, you wilding out because we all wild out, and then you are now married. And I know that's a big
That's
ass
a big jump. Because there's some things that happened in between there before I got married.
There's a big ass jump.
Yeah.
But we want to get to the kid part because this is a Mr. Dad show.
Right.
So you are now married, right? And before then you had Zion, right? So you let's talk about when you got pregnant.
Okay.
Did you freak out?
No.
You didn't cry in the shower?
No.
Okay.
The funny thing is, so my husband, Dell, when I was taking the pregnancy test, I called him on the phone before I took it. So I was on the phone with him and I took it and you said it, you got to wait for a little bit. And I looked at it and I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm pregnant. And he was like, you are? I was like, yeah, like, it says I'm pregnant. And he was like, okay, I'm going to call you back. He didn't call me back for 3 days.
Really?
And this is before we're married. So
Wow.
I was a little worried.
3 days though?
Yeah, he didn't call me back for 3 days. But after those 3 days, like, we finally talked. And I gave him his space. I was a little worried, though, because I didn't really know what was going on. But I gave him his space. And finally, like, 3 days later, he called me back. Could have been 2 days, but I feel like it was 3. And he was good after then. That's the only little freak out I had. It was just like, why is he not calling me back?
You know what's crazy? Every time that someone was like pregnant, because you know, of course, I've done this twice. The first time, I was super excited, but it was only because I was a dumbass. Like, I was 21, and all my like closest friends had babies, and I'm like, ooh, I want to have a baby. It was stupid. And then so I was super excited. And then even with Aiden, like his mom had called me when I was in Fresno at my cousin's wedding. Excuse me. And she was like, oh, I guess you're going to be a dad again. And I was like, really? Like, I'm coming back home. Like, and she was like freaking out. So it's just weird to like hear those stories. I wonder what was, I gotta ask someone. Like, yo, what was going through your head
I was
that
just
day?
like, all right, well, okay. We'll figure it out. I've always been the type of person that just, okay, we'll figure it out as we go. Like,
But 3 days though? Wow. See, with the people I was dealing with, I would have came back to an abortion. Like, oh, yo, hey, you wasn't, you know. So you're growing up, and you said with a single mom, and you didn't have like. So did you ever miss a male figure, or was you looking for it after?
growing up, I didn't like notice it. Well, actually, no, let me not say that. I did notice it. Like, a lot of my friends have, like, double parent homes. So, like, a mom and a dad. And my mom, she always, like, my mom didn't grow up with a dad either. Yeah. So, it's kind of like both of us didn't have a father. So, I did kind of miss it. I always was jealous a little bit of, like, my friends who had dads, too. Because I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, you know, to have a dad, I wonder what it would feel like. And I never, you know, never got to experience what it felt like to have a dad.
Did you think that your mom, since she didn't have the dad, did you feel like she had that I don't need a man mentality?
My mom always wanted to get married, and she always wanted to, like, give me a father figure, and she wanted more kids and stuff too, but it just never worked out for her. So as she's getting older, I kind of feel like she has that. I don't need a man. Yeah. Because there's some things that, like, you know, my husband and I, we do, or that I'll do for him. And he'll say, and my mom will see that I do it. Like, if he asks me to go to the store, I'll go to the store for him or something. And she'll be like, see, that's why I can't have a man, because he's not going to make me run to the store. And I'm just like, okay. That's probably why you don't, because you won't run to the store for him.
Right. Yeah. You won't even go to the store? Oh, yeah, I'm over this. I don't want to do this anymore. So, okay, so the 3 days pass. Mm-hmm. You are now in this space. Because the second day, you're probably in this paranoid space. Like, okay, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Did you make an appointment?
No.
Did you fall down the stairs?
No.
All right, fine.
No, I didn't. I mean, I always wanted kids. And I was 23, I think. 23? No, 22. No, I just turned 23. So I just turned 23 when I found out that I was pregnant with Zion. And I always wanted kids. Never believed in abortion. So if he never called me back, like, I was just going to do it.
He was going to have a kid anyway.
I was just going to do it.
Okay, so because people always say they don't believe in abortion, right? Mm-hmm. And, like, for a long time. Like, I would, you know, if we're being honest, and this is probably, like, a newsflash to everyone, I was supposed to have 3 children. Mm-hmm. The girl went and had an abortion without telling me or nothing. She was just like...
She told you afterwards?
Yeah, one day she called me. I was like, yeah, it's done.
Why would she do that?
Yeah, so we didn't speak again. But it was kind of like, you know, it's funny because a lot of stuff like relates back to hip hop for me, but you know, like when Tupac was saying that, you know, you can't tell a woman when it's right to
when
create
and
one,
where.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of took it as that or whatever. It wasn't for me. So I just took myself out of that equation.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I wouldn't say that I don't, now I wouldn't say that I don't believe in it. I just know then in that moment, like, it wasn't a choice for me.
Yeah.
So other people, they have different things they may be going through. There may be a moment, like, in my life where, you know, it's not the time, or, like, you know, if someone gets raped or something like that, then I believe they get to do whatever they want to do.
For sure.
You know, so I just know that for Zion, it wasn't meant at that time. So I was going to have him whether or not.
Yeah, whether or not, it was just going to happen anyway.
But he did, luckily. And now we're married.
Yeah.
So
right.
I'm glad he called me back.
So when, all right, so because now that you kind of know both sides of the fence, because now you have a husband, you guys are raising the kids together, right? And, you know, not to leave anything out, it's a blended family. So you have the outside son that is now fully engulfed in, and then you have your son. And so did that dynamic, like, did it hit a rough patch at one time? And it's, not before, because of course.
You mean before we got married?
No, like, yeah, well, when Zion was born, like, did that hit a?
So, we with Dell's other son's mom, we actually tried to kind of like squash everything, anything in the past, whatever. We both have kids now by the same man, and the first Father's Day that Zion, like after Zion was born, like I actually went to her and I said, you know, we have brothers, like our kids are brothers now, like we have a son by the same man. Let's kind of get together and do something for him together as a family for Father's Day. And she was cool. She was like, okay, yeah, we'll do something.
Like a cool gesture.
Yeah, and she was like, okay, we'll do something. And then I don't know what happened. Something happened and it didn't work out. But we did try to be cordial and like do things as families. Like we actually went to the beach one time, like all together, as a family, and it was good. But it just throughout the years, it just didn't work. It didn't work out. So, yeah.
Yeah, it seems to. When I had Aiden, and his mom came out with Aiden one time to meet, and it was the first time Aiden met Zion's mom, and it was real awkward.
I can imagine.
Because for 7 years prior to that, they was not fucking with each other. You know what I'm saying? So once it got to that point, you know, we bring Aiden out and she, you know, she meets Aiden or whatever, and it kind of like, one thing that I can say about my daughter's mom is when it comes to kids, she kind of just she buried the hatchet real quick. And was like, okay, yeah, you know, oh, he's so cute and stuff like that. That was it. That was like the first time it was a great interaction.
First and last?
It was like, it's over. Like, my son's 3. And like, of course she's seen him, and she's like, but the moms don't really.
Sometimes it doesn't work. I've always been the type who has wanted to have like that kind of relationship where with my stepson and my son and then my husband and I, we can be at a like say my stepson Bless graduates high school. I want to go.
Yeah,
like
for
I put forth effort. I've helped him with projects. I've helped him do homework. Like I put in effort to get him to that point also. So I want to go.
Yeah.
I'm assuming his mom wants to go.
For sure.
So definitely I would hope that at a point in time we can all be in the same place and be cordial and just celebrate our kids.
I'll be trying to keep the most space as possible, but like for things like that, like when Zaya graduates, there's going to be, you know, let's say I get married to my wife, it's gonna be Aiden's mom, and then it's gonna be her mom. Like I just know what's gonna happen. So like I'm trying to like prepare myself for that day.
Yeah, you have a little while. What?
Yeah.
years?
I got a. It's a mission. You know,
Hopefully.
pull some strings.
Well, we got 6 years.
Yes. And, you know, you
I
gotta.
think it'll work.
Yeah, for sure. So, so now that you guys are a blended family, and you know, you try to make things work, which is great on your end, because that's, I think it's really big for anyone to come in. Like, if I'm with a woman that has a kid, and it becomes a situation with like the dad, because most of the time with males, like we walk into a woman's life and the father's not really that present anyway.
Right.
So it's kind of different for us. But when it's the flip side with the woman, you kind of got to deal. If he wants to be a part, you're gonna have to deal with the mom, because the mom usually has some type of tie or whatever.
Right.
Some type of tie-in. I kind of forgot where I was going with that.
It's okay. We're talking about blended families.
Yeah. Okay. So now that you know, okay, you have this idea in your head. Okay, this is what I want to happen. This is what may happen. This is probably what's not going to happen or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the whole everything being kumbaya is out the window, but you are still like trying to climb that mountain, right, and get everything right. What's the biggest challenge, right, with dealing with the mother of someone's child when the dad is being really like involved?
See, with us, it's not really a challenge because I don't have to deal with her.
Okay.
So Dell deals with her and talks to her about everything. It is kind of hard because there is some times where, like, say Bless doesn't want to listen to me, or, you know, something happens where I feel like I should inform her of, like, a certain situation. Can't really think of anything right now, but, like, I don't know, maybe, like, school something. And I want to talk to her about it, but I can't because we don't have that sort of relationship. So I'll tell Dell about it, like, you should tell her this. Like, why is she doing this? You should ask her this. But, you know, he's going to ask what he wants to ask because, you know, or he's going to think maybe what I have to say isn't important, and he doesn't need to ask her that. So I would say that would be the biggest challenge, just because we don't communicate. There's some things that I feel like could be solutions that I really don't get to, like, voice my opinion on. So
Always be trying to keep the peace, right? So like I used to, I remember one time I walked in the house and Zaya was screaming like at my son's mom, top of her lungs. Like, I was living in Montrose at the time. Like, and she didn't know I was coming back.
yeah.
So like I had went to and got something from the store, and I came back and I caught her, and like I snatched her up real quick. But like basically what it all came down to was her mom saying like, "Yo, you don't have to listen to her." Or whatever.
I've had that.
You know what I'm saying? And that's so trash. Cause I was like, I had to just tell her like, "Yo, you kind of have to give props to the person that's willing to deal with your kid without like abusing them." So I had to like kind of have that kind of conversation with her mom, and then have the conversation with my daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it kind of worked out. My daughter kind of calmed down, but she was like, I can just imagine like what you have to deal with as like a mom.
I've had that too.
Yeah.
You don't need to listen to her.
Yeah.
She's not your mom. I'm your mom. You listen to me.
Be an asshole.
Saying bad things about me in their home, so that way when he comes over here, it's like, because when Bless was younger, we had a great relationship to the point where I can understand, because I would be mad too. He told his mom that he wished I was his mom. But the only reason for that is because I don't have to discipline him.
Yeah.
When he gets in trouble, I put him to his dad, you know, and it was always just fun with us. So I can understand where the kind of anger and like animosity came from, because if that was my kid telling me I wish my daddy's girlfriend was my mom and not you, then I would have I would be very angry too. I would say unkind words. Like, I would probably do the same exact thing. So I can't even be mad at her for it. But it kind of hindered the relationship between me and Bless, I feel. And then as he's gotten older, since we only have him on the weekends,
Uh-huh.
I kind of felt it like growing further and further.
Yeah.
But now that he's older and he kind of understands, like, oh, Angie's not bad. Like,
Uh-huh.
she feeds me. She doesn't hit me. Like, she buys me things.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
oh, she's not bad. So like
Uh-huh.
it's gotten better since he's gotten to a point where he realizes, like, oh, she's not.
Yeah, she's
that.
not right. Yeah, because that's I think every kid later on draws up their own like conclusion to like whatever parent it is.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time I try to stay like keep it a conscious effort. Like, okay, these kids are very like manipulative, like easy to manipulate,
Yeah.
early in life. So like I can tell my son something and he'll run with that for at least the
know.
next 6 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Zion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all through corrective activity. But then at some point, kids start to draw their own conclusions about, okay, so your mom was saying this, but this is what I'm gathering from it, and then they're able to decipher. So
it's gotten easier as he's
Yeah.
gotten older.
because he can for sure be like,
Like,
yeah,
no.
it's not crazy.
That's
Alright,
not
cool.
true. Yeah, so yeah, I would say that one of the challenge, and then the other challenge is just not being able to communicate with her, sometimes the way I would want to.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe one day. We'll see. I don't know.
You know,
He's getting older.
even if it did, I think at the end of the day, people don't like to hear things about their kid
From someone who's...
for someone
yeah.
that's not their
Especially
parent.
someone who they may not like the most.
Yeah, exactly. So if someone's like, if let's say one of my kids' moms like get married or whatever, I don't know how receptive I would be to like a guy telling me something about my
Yeah.
kid. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, oh, you want to fight? Basically, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Like, I heard you say you wanted to fight me just now. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
So now you guys are married, and I remember asking you about like, does it make it easier?
Being married?
Yeah, like being married, being able to be on one accord and raise a kid equally. Like, do you guys have the same views, like
On most things.
on most things?
Mm-hmm. Most things we do. There's some things we don't. I'm more of the like chilled, kind of laid back. If he runs into the door and like gets a bump on his head, then he'll learn next time he shouldn't run into that door. And my husband, Dale, he's more of the, no, stop him before he runs into the door and tell him why he doesn't want to run into the door. Because if he runs into the door, he's going to get a bump. And, I'm like, well, no, he's not going to learn it that way. So we kind of are, that's one of the things we kind of clash on. But for the most part, I think our values and our beliefs are pretty much on the same page. So raising them together is easy.
Because I am a preventive parent, but sometimes I want like my kids to learn.
Right? They need to learn through experience.
Yeah, like you gotta like hurt yourself.
That's how I learned.
Yeah, for sure. I broke my nose. I haven't broken bones, but I've sprained like things and like sprained fingers and things. Like there's lessons through pain that I think kids have to be taught. Because I remember my sister, my older sister on my mom's side, she did not care about pain until she was about 13. And she used to like play with fire all the time. She used to like fire in her hand. She used to like just do weird shit all the time. And it wasn't until she hit her tooth. She was walking up the slide. My little sister, my baby sister, slid down, knocked her feet from under, and she like slammed her face and broke her tooth.
Oh no.
So then
Were
she
they
had
her
to-
grown-up teeth?
Yeah, so she had to get like a prosthetic tooth right here, right?
Oh no.
And
Poor
it
baby.
wasn't until then that she was like, shit, pain is real. I probably don't want to do dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? And she's 13, so that's late in life.
Yeah.
Like I learned that lesson super early. So I
She
think
probably had a parent that told her why she didn't want to.
you don't want to do that. She's like, fuck that. Like, I don't feel what you're talking about. So it's good to have that yin and yang. It kind of seems like that's the balance that you guys have. Like there's always going to be. I remember one episode I was telling Dale, that like, you know, you have to have the dreamer and the realist, because without that, like, you know, if you guys are both realists, the playing field is down here all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's low and no one's ever high, so it's good. Like, you know, no one can. It's sad. So we crossed the growing up in foster care, and then being adopted, which is not common, right?
No, especially for someone my age. When I was adopted, I was 8.
Yeah.
So most of the time when people adopt, they adopt babies.
Uh-huh.
But my mom, she really wanted a kid, and she felt like, you know, I was the one for her. So it worked out for me, luckily.
Yeah, because I have a whole bunch of homeboys that's all my homeboys are we're in the system, so that's I
just got lucky.
Common. Yeah, for sure. Maybe she wanted a mixed baby.
No,
I'm sure.
No, I don't think that's what it was.
Well, we should ask her.
If I was white all the way, or black all the way, or Hispanic,
we don't know this because we can't account for what didn't happen. We can only account for the fact that you're mixed. And she was like, the little mixed girl with the Diana Ross robe. This was fire. I can do that hair. Because see, you can't, when you're black, you can't just adopt a white girl.
Why not?
First of all, no. That's how
white people adopt black babies all the time.
Yeah, and that's okay. Society accepts that.
I'm pretty sure that there's a black family with a white baby out there.
I used to date a girl. Her name was Kendra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her mom was white, and her stepdad was black. Like her mom and me married. Mm-hmm. And one day he was walking around with her in New Orleans, like just walking around.
They thought he kidnapped her. Was she white?
Yeah, they him all the way to.
Well, that's like that story of the black man that was babysitting the 2 white kids.
Yeah, no, but they like for sure like hemmed him up, questioned him, called her mom. Like it was a big thing.
How old was she?
She was probably like 7, 8, I believe, or something like that. I don't know.
That's crazy.
Stopped talking to her when I stopped talking to white girls.
So maybe it's not as common, but I believe that there are.
There's not a lot of black dads walking around with white kids.
Yeah.
White moms, maybe the black mom can get that off. But I know for sure.
When it's a black man, it's
it's
not
black,
okay.
Yo, nah, you didn't stole that baby. So now relationship wise, because you say like your mom doesn't really get how you interact with Dale, right? Like,
yeah,
she grew up differently.
She grew up single, so
she's used to like being on her own and doing her own thing. Do you think that? And this is super off topic because that's just who I am. Do you think that women over time, like let's say they're like doing it on their own for a while, do you think that women like get this idea in life that like they don't need men? Like, do you think that that's a movement now?
I don't know about movement, but I know that if a woman's been single and independent and on their own for a while, it kind of is just what they're used to. So they don't really need someone like coming in because they already have a system down. So I don't need anybody else because I already got it figured out. But I'm sure deep down they probably really want someone if they
I
like.
feel like
really...
everybody wants someone.
Yeah.
Do you have friends that you got hoe friends?
No.
No.
When I was younger,
Yeah.
but all my friends now are pretty mature and grown. So we were past our hoeing days. Sorry.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
sorry to disappoint.
Yeah, that is very disappointing. So when you have like, when you have like certain friends, because now all your friends are married, right, and like moving on.
Yeah, for the most part, either engaged or married or in like a serious relationship.
You ever had so the girls that aren't in serious relationships, they're kind of like in regular relationships. Do they come to you for advice? Do you give them the good advice or the bad advice?
Well, I think we all, married or engaged or in relationships or single, we all come to each other for advice about everything. And I hope my advice is good. I mean, I wouldn't purposely try to give bad advice.
No?
Mm-mm.
Sometimes
not to my friends, not to anyone, really, but,
That's weird. All right, so I'm getting told that I'm going off subject. Sometimes I want to ask women questions because it's not often to have women on here.
Right.
So I just whatever. I think that was it. Because I was already done with all the topics. Last thing. Mm-hmm. When you shit.
You wanna drink your last?
Yeah, that's gone. When you think of life as in like grand scheme of like life with marriage, with kids, and things like that, do you think that the thoughts that you had growing up are equal or congruent in some type of way to how it is now? Or did you find out that life is really...
Yeah, when I was like 8 years old, dreaming of like getting married, I didn't know you had to work. Like, I just thought you're given a house, you just gotta live there, and everything is like nice and dandy. Your kids always listen, like, your husband and you never argue, and life is just great. And then you grow up and you realize that you actually have to work. A house is not just given to you. Like, you have to pay rent. There's bills. Like, your kids aren't going to listen. They're going to terrorize. And sometimes they're cute, but most of the time they just run around screaming. And, but it's great, though. It's not what I imagined, but, I'm happy.
So you would have to agree that everything in life, like, remember how our parents used to always tell us, like, nothing's given to you in life. You got to work for everything. And it's like, and I was like, even relationships? That's crazy.
Yeah, everything.
So you are like, are you enjoying the ride?
Yeah, for the most part. There's some times when I'm just like, it's funny. Dell and I were talking the other day on the phone, and he was like, do you ever wish like you were just single? And I was like, what do you mean? Because, my feelings are going to get hurt. So I'm like, what do you mean you wish you were single? And he was like, no, just like, do you wish that like you didn't have any responsibilities or like kids or you can just do whatever you want? And I sat and I thought, and I was like, yeah, sometimes I do wish I could just like go with no responsibilities and like just do what I want to do and stuff like that. But for the most part, I enjoy having a family and being married and like the whole ride that you go through.
Yeah, because social media will have you thinking something totally different than like what life really is. Mm-hmm. I hate the memes. It's like, like
goal memes.
Yeah, I hate those.
Relationship goals.
And I hate when like they have the whole prediction thing where it's like 2019 this will happen. Then another picture.
House and then baby and then married and then
and it's like nah dude,
it
like
doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I just wish that sometimes we can detach from those things because it's in real life like shit just don't work like that and everything has to kind of align. Like me watching you guys' journey and me watching my own journey, it was like there's so many like different levels that they had to align, or it was just like everything went awry. You know what I'm saying? So that was it. Well, thank you again.
Yeah, that was fun.
I appreciate that. See, you thought you were gonna have the jitters and
I
stuff.
thought it was gonna be awkward because I am all the time.
Just openly awkward, but you did great, and thanks again. I appreciate it. And until next time, I get out of here and raise these kids.